Okay, what we are looking at here, and there's actually an arrow pointing to it, huh? Someone went ahead and put a, who knows what that is, but it definitely looks like an arrow pointing to the dry rot. And again, that could have been the building inspector, a home inspector, and someone pointing to a problem. But obviously we can see there's a problem here, and it is dry rot. There's a good chance it has something to do with water. Now I'd like to point out something here that we have on this side of the house. This is the original house going this way, and this is a room addition. You can tell that by the roof pitch coming down. This is flat and this isn't. Would have been more difficult to tell if this was a room addition by looking at it if the roof was different. But a lot of times this is a dead giveaway. However, figuring out where the water damage, what actually caused the water damage, could be a whole nother ball of wax. We know there's damage here. We know that there is a room addition. These are the things that are going to be very important to us, because since this was a room addition, it could actually be coming from the roof. There could be some type of a roof leak here causing the problem. If the building here is sloped coming towards us instead of away from us, we would have a lot of water coming off of this area, splashing into the soil. And you can already see that there is a lot of staining from the soil on this side of the concrete, but there isn't any on this side. And again, these are all things you got to look for, and these are the reasons why I'm making these videos. Is once you know what to look for, or close enough to what to look for, then you're going to get more clues. You're going to be able to figure things out a lot faster. So this is a biggie right here. Where could all this water be coming off of here? And if so, splashing back up. We already got two boards that are replaced here, and there's a good chance they were replaced incorrectly also. Another problem we have is the fact that this looks like it's tongue and groove siding and it doesn't lap. This is just a big can of worms here looking at it. If the siding, if the proper paper, building paper, wasn't installed properly, then you could have a lot of problems with this type of siding, because the water will just seep into these cracks, and it's kind of like good luck. You know, another thing too, especially if you installed the tongue and groove upside down. Again, I don't want to go into all these details, you know, because, and again, these could all be part of the problem. But looking at this right here, this looks like this is a big clue here. And I'm not saying this is what caused this, because what I think actually caused this damage here was, in this area would have to be getting wet somehow to actually cause it, is that the siding on the home, the protective paper and everything probably stopped right here. If we took this piece of trim off, we might find that the siding here kind of just butts the siding here, but behind the siding there isn't enough protective paper, or the building paper that is supposed to go on before the siding. So again, I'm just throwing some things out there to make you guys familiar with what could be the problem here. I mean, I'm guessing that the problem right here came from water somehow getting on here, and I doubt if this water came from the roof. I doubt if it came down and splashed up and got this whole area, but I'm not about to say that that's not possible. Looking at this, if the damage wasn't coming from the inside, which it's hard to tell that it was coming from the inside, I'm going to go ahead and just throw something out there, and that's the fact that there's a hose container here, something that would you could basically roll up a garden hose. Here's the hose spout, the hose bib, and you could actually roll a hose up here. Well, just what if they had a leaking hose? Someone left this hose on all the time, and the hose was spraying water over here, a steady supply of water, you know, for a certain period of time. then you could have this. Again, this is just a hypothetical theory, so bear with me here. Trying to figure out what this problem is, and not having something like this happen again is your main goal here. Let's just say you come up with 3 possibilities. You've got to figure out how to eliminate all 3 of those possibilities if possible. If this was me, if this was my house and I needed to fix this type of damage, I would probably come back and cut a few, maybe a board here and a board here, kind of lap some boards, give it a break, but somehow, and again, that's just thinking out loud here. For me to fix something like this and you to fix something like this would be 2 different things, because I probably would do a lot. I'd go into do a little more, because the main goal would be to get the building paper behind the siding here instead of having it break right here, which is what I think it's doing, and creating the problem. Because let's face it, if the water sprayed onto this area and the wood siding was maintained and painted and sealed properly, then there's a good chance the water would have just rolled off down onto the ground and wouldn't have done as much damage. However, with me knowing that this is a room addition and this is where the new wall butted into the old wall, and knowing how difficult it is to get some type of a backing paper or building paper behind the other siding, that's what I'd be guessing is where the actually problem was and occurred, whether or not the water was spraying on it or splashing on it. So anyway, I hope this video is helpful. I hope I covered everything I possibly could. I went a little lengthy on it, probably repeated myself plenty of times like I'm doing now. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment area, and I will answer them as soon as possible.